There are songs that don't just play, they pull you somewhere. Not a place you can find on a map, but somewhere deep in the chest. Somewhere between a memory you love and one that still stings a little. This list is 10 of those songs. 10 R&B records from 1960 to 2000 that didn't just chart. They changed something in the people who heard them. Songs that got heavy rotation in barbershops and beauty salons, in Cadillacs with cracked leather seats, in living rooms on Sunday mornings when the whole house smelled like breakfast and possibility. We're going to move through them slowly, deliberately, because these songs deserve more than a 10-second clip on a reel. They deserve to be heard again, fully, properly, with someone in your ear reminding you exactly why they hit the way they did. Stay with us. By the time we reach number 1, you may not want to leave. Number 10, before we even say the title, close your eyes for just a second and imagine a Friday night in 1971. The week is done. Somebody's got their shoes off. There's low light in the room. And then, that bass line drops all green. Let's stay together. Now you've heard this song. You know this song. But do you remember the first time it truly found you? Not just played in the background, but stopped you mid-thought and made you feel something you didn't have a name for yet? Al Green recorded this track in Memphis at High Records, and producer Willie Mitchell built it like architecture, each instrument placed with the precision of someone who understood that great R&B isn't loud. It's intentional, that opening. The way Green floats above the groove rather than pushing through it. The way he sounds like he's asking a question and confessing something in the same breath. Let's Stay Together spent 16 weeks on the Billboard R&B chart, 9 of them at number 1. But the numbers don't tell you the real story. The real story is that this song has been played at more weddings, more reunions, more quiet evenings where two people decided not to give up on each other than almost any record in American music history. It doesn't demand your attention. It earns it. And here's what most people miss. Underneath that velvet delivery, Al Green sounds desperate. Not weak, desperate. There's a real man in that record, holding on to something that matters. And you feel it whether you want to or not. Put it on tonight. Properly. No distractions, you'll remember why it's still here. Number 9, 1994. Philadelphia. A young woman named Babyface wrote a song, and then handed it to someone who would make it permanent.
Here I love you now and then.
Toni Braxton. Breathe Again. If you were alive during this era, you know exactly what this record did to a room. How it could turn strangers into people who understood each other. How it turned the inside of a car into a confessional.
Please understand.
Toni Braxton's voice was not designed to play it safe. It was designed to go low, lower than most singers dared to go, and find the ache that lives there. The grief of almost losing something you didn't know you needed until it was nearly gone.
And I can't stop thinking about.
Breathe Again is not a breakup song. It's rarer than that. It's a song about the fear of the breakup, the moment before. The part where you realize your whole rhythm depends on another person, and that terrifies you as much as it moves you.
To let you walk right out my.
Babyface understood that vulnerability. He wrote it into the DNA of the record, and when Toni sang it, when she hit that bridge and her voice dropped into that lower register, it wasn't performance. It was testimony. The song reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went platinum.
I can't pretend that I.
But the certification isn't what kept it alive. What kept it alive is the fact that every few years, a new generation discovers it and feels like it was written specifically for them. That's the mark of a real song, number 9. And already, this list is getting heavy.
If I never feel you
90% of you watching right now are not subscribed yet. If these stories are moving you, think about what you're missing every week. Hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join the Soul Lens family, where the real stories behind R&B and soul music never stop. Number 8, let's go back further, 1965, Detroit. Motown Records, the hit factory that was quietly rewriting the rules of American pop culture. The the Four Tops. I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. Now before you say you know this one, really sit with it for a moment. Because this record is so beloved, so woven into the fabric of nostalgia, that people sometimes forget to listen to it. Levi Stubbs, the lead voice of the Four Tops, had one of the most emotionally raw tenor voices in the history of the genre. He didn't croon, he pleaded. There's a real urgency in the way he delivers every line, like the song is running out of time. Holland Dozier Holland wrote this track in 15 minutes. 15. And what they captured in those 15 minutes, that helpless, tumbling, joyful desperation of loving someone you can't stop thinking about, took everyone else decades to try and replicate. The arrangement is a masterclass. That tambourine, the strings that feel like they're chasing the vocal, the way the whole band feels like it's leaning forward. This song hit #1 on both the pop and R&B charts in 1965. It was a crossover moment, a black record made in a black-owned studio, crossing every demographic line radio programmers had tried to draw. But again, forget the charts, put this on and watch what happens to the oldest person in the room. Watch their face. That's what a real record does. It doesn't just play, it arrives. Number 7, we're halfway down the list, and I need you to stay focused. Because what's coming still has to be earned. A woman named Gloria Jones had written a song a few years earlier, and it didn't quite land the way it was supposed to. But sometimes a great song is just waiting for the right voice. Then Minnie Riperton was gone, and Phyllis Hyman was overlooked, and Stephanie Mills was close, but not quite. And then Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway stepped into a studio, and the song found its home. Wait, that's not the one. Let me be precise. Number 7, Anita Baker, Rapture, 1986. This entire album, not just the single, is one of the most sustained achievements in the history of adult contemporary R&B. But Rapture is its center of gravity. Anita Baker had a voice that operated outside of genre. Break time, .05s, jazz-trained, gospel-rooted, but delivered with an intimacy that felt like a private conversation you accidentally overheard and then couldn't walk away from. Rapture is a song about love at its most elevated. Not desperate love, not cautious love, love that has arrived fully, settled in, and transformed the person feeling it into someone almost unrecognizable to themselves. There's a lyric in the bridge that stops people cold every single time. I find the rapture in your touch. The way Baker lands that line, not with power but with stillness, is one of the most sophisticated vocal moments in popular music from that decade. The album won 2 Grammy Awards. Baker became the first artist since the Beatles to win Album of the Year on a debut. And the music press, mostly white, mostly male, still hadn't caught up to what was happening. The community knew. They always know first. 7 down, 3 to go. Don't go anywhere. Number 6, there's a specific kind of R&B song that sounds like late night and early morning at the same time. Songs that are too slow for a party but too charged for silence. Songs you play when you're alone and feeling the weight of something big, something that hasn't happened yet, or something that already did and you're still living inside of. Far too many of you died. Number 6, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? 1971, yes, you know it. But you need to hear it again. When Motown founder Berry Gordy first heard this song, he refused to release it. Said it was too political, too loose, too strange for what the market wanted. Marvin Gaye pressed him. And when it finally dropped in January of 1971, it became the fastest-selling single in Motown history. What Gordy couldn't see, and what Gaye understood in his bones, was that the people were exhausted. Vietnam, civil unrest, cities on fire, a generation being told to comply with systems that were failing them. What's Going On didn't argue. It mourned, and it asked a question that no politician, no general, no executive had the courage to ask out loud. The production is astonishing. Layered vocals, overlapping conversations, a sonic texture that sounds like being inside a crowd that's slowly realizing it shares the same grief. It is, by almost every measure, one of the greatest albums ever made, not just in R&B. In all of recorded music, and the title track, that opening, those first few bars, they will never age. They cannot age. Because the question it asks never stopped being relevant. This is number 6. And the top 5, I promise you, are something else entirely. Number 5. Top 5 now. And if you've been here since the beginning, you've earned this. Number 5. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. 1992, before you skip ahead, I need you to do something. Forget every parody you've ever heard. Forget every karaoke night that tried and failed to touch this record. Forget whatever complicated feelings you may have about the woman who sang it, and just listen. Dolly Parton wrote this song in 1973. Wrote it as a farewell to her mentor and business partner, Porter Wagoner. It was country, it was tender, it was already a beautiful record, and then Whitney Houston rebuilt it from the inside out. That a cappella opening, before the band comes in, is one of the most audacious decisions in pop music history. No safety net, just voice, just breath. Break time 05s, just a woman standing alone inside the song and daring the world to look away. Nobody looked away. The key change. That key change is now the most studied, most discussed, most attempted key change in vocal training programs around the world. Not because of the note itself, but because of what Houston did before arriving at it. The restraint, the build, the commitment. The song spent 14 weeks at number 1. The Bodyguard soundtrack became the best-selling film soundtrack of all time. But here's what gets lost in the statistics. Whitney Houston was 29 years old when she recorded this. 29. And she sang it like she already understood everything about love. The joy of it, the sacrifice of it, and the heartbreak of releasing someone you still care for. That kind of wisdom doesn't come from anywhere you can study. It comes from living. And she lived it in that studio. 5 down, 4 to go. We're getting close to something extraordinary. Number 4, some songs don't make sense the first time you hear them. Not because 6, this song was written for a baby. Number 3, the top 3. We've been building toward this, and everything could get better. He just wrote it because it was true. If there is a more important American song recorded in the second half of the 20th century, I haven't found it yet. Number 3, and we are almost home. Change gon' come. Number 2, Brave. Because what's in this spot is not an easy listen. It is not background music. It is not something to half hear while you scroll. This record asks something of you. It asks you to be present. Number 2, D'Angelo. Ertailed. How Does It Feel? 2000. Girl, it's only you. At the turn of the millennium, a young man from Richmond, Virginia, released an album called Voodoo, and it was immediately clear that something had shifted in R&B that could not be undone. Ertailed, How Does It Feel is a song with almost no lyrics. What words are there are simple, elemental even. It is not trying to be clever. It is not trying to impress you with metaphor. It is trying to feel something with you. The production, by D'Angelo and Questlove, is built on a groove so deep and slow it feels geological. Like the song was always there, buried in the earth, and they were just the ones who found it. D'Angelo's voice on this record is not performing. It is reaching for something that language keeps failing to describe. That wordless thing between two people at the exact right moment. This song closed out the 20th century for R&B, the same way Marvin Gaye had opened the 1970s. By reminding everyone that the most powerful thing music can do is make you feel less alone in what you cannot say out loud. The music video, which we will not describe in detail here, caused a cultural conversation that is still happening. But it's the song. Stripped of everything visual, just you and those headphones in a quiet room that will stay with you. We are one away from the top.
When my soul was in the lost